Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a review for you of the standard and pro lay flat books by Photobox. I was meant to do this review ages and ages ago. I've been using these books for the past, I would say 8 years, so a very long time. I made this book in 2012 and this one I got last week, so I've got the newest and the oldest one. Just a quick disclaimer before I start talking about anything, because we have to do this now. I paid for both of these books. They weren't sent to me and I wasn't paid to do this review, so this is my honest opinion. Well, it's always my honest opinion, but it's not a paid post. If you don't know Photobox, they are basically the same as Mixbook in the States. It's one of the biggest photo companies in Britain, and they started off as a British company in 2000, but now they are part of a multinational corporation which includes several other brands, and they have a website in most European countries, but they ship worldwide, so any of you can get these books. Apart from the big selection of photo books, they also have the usual gift items like mugs and puzzles and t-shirts and prints and cases, just everything. The website has a really big range of products. But obviously I'm going to talk about the photo books. The reason why I'm doing this review now and not before is because they have recently added the Pro Lay Flat into their range, and I really wanted to see this book for myself because it's supposed to be the racehorse of the range, and now I've got it so I can talk about it and compare it. Before I start talking about the products, let me just say that the Photobox website is extremely confusing. I think it's one of the most confusing websites that I've seen for photo books. The normal website for photo books is like you choose a size, then you choose a cover, you choose a paper type, and you choose certain add-ons and you start editing the book, and you can change all of these at checkout. At Photobox, how it works is that each book is tied to a set of attributes and you have to choose a product as opposed to options when you make your book. And by that I mean that if you choose the lay flat book, the Pro Lay Flat, it's going to be silver halide, it's going to come with this cover, it's going to come with a certain amount of pages, and it's going to come only in one size, the A4 landscape. Every book is different and you can't choose the rest of the attributes from the other products. So to make it all easy, I made a little matrix template here, or a table where you can see what you can choose with each book. So hopefully it should be much easier for you to choose which book you need before starting to create, because there's nothing worse than spending 4 hours and editing a book, and then by the end when you get to the checkout you realize that you can't have this paper, you can't have that cover. So let me start to give you a little flip through this book. This is my most recent trip to Hawaii. Now that's how the book opens, and just a few pages from it. This was all created in the editor of Photobox, which by the way is amazing. I didn't do this in InDesign or any other third-party app. It's just some of the photos, and this one is obviously flawless lay flat. And this is the only book in the range which is printed using a silver halide photographic method. This book is the most standard in the range, so it's basically the two ends, the most expensive and the cheapest. This is called the standard personalized cover book. It comes in 4 sizes, and it basically is your usual standard commercial photo book with a very average silky paper, but benefiting from the same amazing editor. These pictures are really old, from India and Dubai, as you can see. This is a very long book, I think it's 100 pages, that one is 26, so instantly you can see how much thicker the lay flat is. This is 26 pages, that's 100 pages. So I'm going to talk about the cover, binding, paper printing and the editor in my up-close shots now. I'm going to focus on these 2 books, but I'm going to briefly mention every single book in the range and the comparison, what you can't do, what you can choose, what you can't choose. So let's start with the packaging and presentation. The hardcover book doesn't come in any specific presentation box, but you can buy one if you want to. The Pro Lay Flat comes in a box which is included in the price, and as you can see it's a kind of strawberry colored box, pinkish. There's nothing on the back. And on the front you've got this book. It's very smooth. It's a matte, smooth, velvety finish. My only problem with this box is the color. I do like a strawberry color, but I know that many men are not going to like it, and also some people just don't like vivid colors. So if you don't give people an option, the best is always white or black, because you can't go wrong with those colors. So that's all about the box. When you open it, it has some nice parchment paper on, and the book comes out like that, and there is some padding as well, so everything stays nicely in place. So that's the Pro Lay Flat book, and this is my hardcover book. Right, so let's go into the sizes. The sizing of Photobox is really confusing, but I'm going to try to be as clear as I can. The standard hardcover book comes in 4 sizes: an A3, A4 landscape, 22 by 22 centimeters, and 30 by 30 centimeters square. This one is the 22 by 22 centimeters square, so like a small medium-sized square book, and that's the A4 size for comparison. The Pro Lay Flat at the moment comes only in one size, which is an A4 lay flat. As you can see here, unfortunately, there is no bigger, no smaller, no square size or anything like that. If you choose the standard lay flat, which is not silver halide, that comes again in 4 sizes, the same as the hardcover book, so A4, A3, small and large square. Now let's move on to the cover options. The Pro Lay Flat comes with one cover option, which is a matte personalized image wrap hardcover. As you can see, it has a lamination over it, a matte lamination. It has a very, very subtle gloss, but I wouldn't even call this gloss, it's just a subtle sheen. And it resembles a lustrous texture when you look close. I'm not sure if you can see that, perhaps there, but it's matte. You can personalize the front, you can personalize the spine, and you can personalize the back, but there is a Photobox logo and a barcode that you cannot get rid of. I chose to keep the back of my book wide because I love a minimalist look, as you can see. On the spine you can have the titles, and on the front I chose one of the templates available from the editor. So that's the only cover option, nothing else at the moment. With the hardcover book, the standard, you've got the glossy hardcover, you've also got a matte. Obviously this is completely personalized, so the editor works the same way. You can have quite a few options for this. There are some special books. The reason why they are special is because the cover has a die cut shape in it. You can have a book for dad, for mum, a love book, a yearbook, a collage book, and also a different shape book if I'm not mistaken. So all of these books are the same inside, but the cover is going to be different with a die cut window. However, this is really important, those books are only available in the A4 size. Let's move on to the binding. So all of the books apart from the lay flat books obviously are going to be perfect bound. The perfect bound means that the book doesn't stay completely flat, as you can see, and the pages are glued together at the spine. Hopefully you can see that. It's a very good binding. Let me start paging the book. It starts with an empty double page spread and it finishes the same way. And these are just pictures from India. This is a very old book, by the way. I think I did this 6 years ago. And that's how it pages. So very little getting lost in the middle. And you don't have to force open it with your hands, but it doesn't stay fully flat either. So I hope that makes sense. The lay flat book, however, is, as the name says, completely flat, and it's a seamless lay flat technology. So when you open it, it doesn't open with a double empty spread. There's an empty spread on the left side, which is black, and then your book starts. And as you can see, it opens completely flat and nothing is getting lost in the middle. And it's amazing for double page spreads and panoramic shots, like this one in the middle, or this one. And the way this one is done is actually flush mount in a technical sense, because hopefully you can see that. Focus please. So there is a sheet, a thick sheet inserted between the double spreads, and that gives the pages a strong rigidity. So it's a bit better than a standard lay flat, because most lay flat books, you just have the 2 pages stuck together, but here you've got the 2 pages and the sheet inserted between, so it's really strong and sturdy. Now let's move on to the paper options. Again, this is a bit confusing, but I'm going to try to simplify it. The Pro Lay Flat book comes with a 380 GSM semi-gloss photographic paper. Let me try to give you, you can see a subtle sheen, but It's still kind of more on the matte side. And let me show you the texture. Well, with more or less success, hopefully you can see that. Colors look good on it. It doesn't have so much shine to obstruct the view from any angle, which is great, I guess. But this is the only option, and they haven't got any high gloss option or any completely matte option. And if you choose the standard lay flat, it's going to come with a 380 GSM semi-gloss paper too. However, that one is printed digitally, so it's not a photographic paper. Now let's have a look at the hardcover. Now here you've got 3 options. Again, this is beyond me why the cheapest book has 3 options, but the most expensive only has 1 option. But anyway, the hardcover book comes with 3 paper options. The basic one is a 170 GSM glossy paper stock. So as you can see, it has a subtle sheen. To me, this is absolutely silk. This is not a gloss paper, but they classify it as gloss. 170 is actually a really good thickness. It's thicker than most standard photo books, which are around 148 GSM. This one is 170, and you've got an upgrade if you want a slightly thicker paper, which is 230 GSM, and it's going to have the same finish. And you've also got a high gloss upgrade, which is going to be 204 GSM, and I assume is going to be a lot glossier than this. So 3 options for all the hardcover books. This is true for the special books as well. The standard is a really good choice. I'm really happy with this standard paper, but if you want something thicker, then go with the upgrade. Let's go on to the printing options. Every book at Photobox is printed using a digital method, except for the Pro Lay Flat. So all of these books use an indigo printer, and I'm actually really happy with the colors on the digital one. It looks really sharp, it looks well balanced, it's vivid. However, when I go to this Pro Lay Flat book, which I was so excited about, I was a little bit disappointed. Just a little disclaimer here, these pictures were not taken with a camera, because if you follow me, I lost my camera in San Francisco, and from there I went to Hawaii, and I had to use my phone all the way through to take pictures because I didn't want to buy a camera on the street, just, you know, because I need time to think about what I want to buy. So anyway, I took all of these pictures on my iPhone, so obviously that's not going to be as detailed and sharp as my pictures from the Nikon, which are used in the standard book. But even so, when I compare the pictures in the book to the pictures on the computer screen, I noticed that the print looks a bit too soft. Basically, silver halide is always going to look a little bit softer than digital because of the nature of the processing method, but this one, let me try to give you a close-up of the picture. So the details, like in the palm tree leaves, you can see it's almost like a little bit hazy. The colors look really accurate, so the colors are top notch. It looks exactly what I wanted to see, but the sharpness of the print is not up to the standards that I was expecting from a silver halide book. Now, having said this, this is by no means a bad quality print. As you can see, the colors look really, really good, and it's still a nice print, but just bear in mind that it's a little bit softer than the digital version of it, and also compared to other silver halide books. Final and last section is the editor. Now here I have to praise Photobox. They have come a long way. 8 years ago when I did this book, it was really, really basic with just, you know, lots of layouts and things like that. As you can see, there's not really much going on in this book. But in this one, there are so many masks, so many themes, and little stickers, backgrounds, lots of double page layouts to choose from. I think the editor is now really there with mixed books, so possibly not as creative because you haven't got quite the same themes, but there's so much you can do. It's very easy to use. It's an online editor. You have to upload all your pictures, and then it's very easy, just drag and drop. Alright, so let me tell you about delivery. The books came from the UK and it costed £5 and it was delivered by Hermes. It was really quick, really well packed. Excellent. I think the price is roughly the same all around the world. They ship to every country around the world, so there's no restriction on any geographical territories. Next is the full price. The full price of this book was £60, and that's the minimum for 26 pages. And the full price of the square hardcover for 26 pages is £35, so like half price than the other one. Now, regarding the deals, Photobox has regular deals all the time, and they are really great deals. I got this book with a 50% off voucher, which was just recently on, I think, for Valentine's Day. They always have deals for up to 60-70% off, depending on the book type and the number of pages. So if you think about the price, this was £30, and for this one I think I got 60% off, so it works out around £17 or £16. So I think it's a really great value. It's quite cheap, and I think the quality that you get for it is really good. And now let's see the final thoughts, the pros and cons for these books. Let's start with the pros. So first of all, the editor is absolutely amazing. It's creative, it's straightforward, it's easy to use, and it's free, and it's online, so you have to upload your pictures, or you can connect to Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Second, they have got a huge range of photo books. Shipping and the turnaround was really fast. I got the book from ordering within a week. I think it was a few days with delivery and production, so really quick. I think the price is really affordable, especially if you get a deal. It's half price, so it's actually cheap. I would say it's cheap for what you get. The Pro lay flat comes with really thick pages, which is good, and the standard is actually thicker than most standard photo books as well, so even if you go with the default pages, it's an upgrade to most photo books. So let's see some of the cons. Well, just as I mentioned, the silver highlight is a little bit too soft, so that's my number one con. The second is the messy website. It's just too many options, and it's not clear what you can do with them. I mean, obviously it's there in the description what size you can go for, but if I want an A4 lay flat book, I have to go through the entire website to see what my cover options are, instead of just clicking on A4 and then coming up with the cover options as an add-on. There's only one cover option for the most expensive book. I always say this: if you pay the most money for a book, you want to give the most options with the cover and with the pages inside. The cheaper book has 3 cover options, the most expensive one has only 1. And finally, all these amazing books, the dad, mum, yearbook, collage, love book, they look really good, but all of them are tied to the A4 size. So you can't do a square book, you can't do an A3 book, you can't do anything else, it's just an A4 size. So these are my pros and cons for the books. I think it's a great company with lots of potential, with a messy website, and the Silver Halide Pro book could certainly benefit from a few more features regarding the print quality and also the cover options and the paper options. The hardcover book is an absolute winner for me. I love it, it's a good quality book, and it's really affordable and cheap. If you want to read more about these books and see up-close images, you can go onto my blog, thephotobookerguru.com. I also have the voucher codes for these books on the deals section of the blog. If you want to see more of my travels, then follow me on Instagram, Guy Around the World. Thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.